Not able to see what map it is. We're about to see right now, though. It is going to be on Antigua. Over here on the left from the team Startail. Female player she is. Startail Aphrodite.
And she's facing a strong Rudolph player. She's facing a Protoss, just transitioning to StarCraft 2 to the right side of Antigua, cross position his opponent. We have a Stork for Samsung Khan.
Yep. And Stork up a game here. And he's just going to play carefully. We saw him play carefully in game 1, getting the gates before the Nexus. And if he plays a similar style to this, we'll see what happens. Aphrodite will probably change things up, though. I do not think she's going to go for Mars Command, especially on this map. This map is even bigger, and the type of push that we see is just... It's you know, another thing to mention, just before we get off this topic, is that when you go for that type of push on older maps, there was very rarely a secondary ramp. But almost every single map that has been made in the last year or so, or even a year and a half ago, not all of them, but almost every single one has secondary ramp. Dual Sight does not. Dual Sight's a map where you can do a build like this. You know, there are certain maps where you have the option, but this is not one of them. The last map that we saw in Tomb Valley was not one of them either.
The player who wins this best of 3 is going to face a Zerg in the next round. It is waiting either Czech or Sirius, so we will see them facing against the Zerg player. It's going to be a ZVT or ZVP. And now let's see what Aphrodite is going to do. Stork already sent out one of his probes. He wants to get into the main base to have an idea what's going on here. And Aphrodite so far did not take gas and blocks him out.
Blocks him out. We'll be going for a 1-Rax expand most likely here. SCV's starting to take some damage. He might have to halt. Nope. Decides to halt anyways. Doesn't have to actually use that weakened SCV to build.
Aphrodite definitely going to start here with another command center. So we're going to wait what exactly Stork is up to. On this map, of the information that he currently has, is probably going for one gateway into expand.
Oh.
Still trying to, nice, hides the probe and will try to sneak in once again. So depending on the scouting information, it's very likely that he starts with a 1 gateway into expand and then adds additional gateways.
But look at this, second gas.
Yeah, he's going for the second gas instead of the expansion, exactly. And here comes the SCV now, placing down the command center on the low ground, and Stork should see this very soon. There he is.
Yep, well done. Double time. Stork, all about hiding the probe. And then afterwards, losing it.
Well, he actually gets away.
Oh, what a probe.
That's a hero probe.
Now, Stork may still decide to expand here. Not necessarily going to be what he does, but, you know, we've seen one gate expands with double gas before. Aphrodite going into 2 barracks here. See how many barracks she wants to follow things up with. She may just do 3 barracks with a gas. That's the most common. Now, what is going to be Stork's choice here with the double gas? What's he got planned off of 1 base if he's going to be doing that? Or is he just going to get... Yeah, he's just going to get a Nexus with a ton of extra gas. I don't actually like this build because the gas, yeah, you build up the gas, you can use that for a lot of tech very quickly, but he has too much gas now, and then his Nexus was slightly delayed. My personal preference, but we've seen players like Huck do this quite a bit. Genius has occasionally tried to do something like this. It's kind of a catch-all build because you're safe with the gas if you need to tech.
Talking about catching all, Aphrodite's SCV was able to spot everything, not only the double gas, but also the expansion on the low ground. So she knows exactly what's going on here. And, well, with the information that Stork has, he can start, and he does, right with the robotics facility. He does not have to add additional 2 gates in order to be safe against incoming pressure play. So he decides to go for the robotics instead. This will enable him to start his tech for Colossi a lot faster, and of course he can also chrono boost the Observer to get a second glimpse into the main base of Aphrodite.
Yeah, and see what Aphrodite's got planned as a follow-up here. Is she going to be doing that 2 medevac push? That is the question. What sort of tech path are we going to see Stork do? Almost everyone right now is going Colossi first, then deciding whether they want the 3rd base or not. Probe will see the SCV coming. I don't know how this engagement in the middle of the watchtower is going to go with no real attacking units. So the probe micro as well. The probe will win the fight, but it has low hit points left.
They're cuddling. It's like Romeo and Juliet. They really like
I don't know,
each
man.
other.
This is going to be close. The probe's got to be careful. See, he has to micro that probe. Oh. Oh, cheater! Cheater! Oh, those stalkers
Bring my Buddha.
cheated. Oh, no honor in battle for that probe.
Nah.
Factory
But that's
going
the
down.
problem. We talked about it yesterday. Probes are mean. They are sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky thieves.
They are pretty motionless, I would say.
That's the tech, by the way. The robotic spay now, and of course the observer that we talked about here. Chrono boosts the second one too. And Aphrodite, Aphrodite with the factory here.
Yeah, she's going right into that starport. She wants to hit the 2 medevacs with combat shields. No +1 research for her just yet, but she's gonna hold in her medevac production again by this robotic support bay. She's gonna have to make Vikings. But this time she's going to be in a much better shape than she was last game at holding a potential push. The question is, will Stork even push? Or is he going to go for the third Nexus? This is a great map to use Colossi to hold a third base.
Stork has a lot of harvesters here, by the way. He has a very decent lead, more than 10 harvesters ahead, of course. For Aphrodite, it's very important to have the mules. But I think she missed a couple of SCVs here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Probably missing a few. Just not hitting quite all of them. There's the Forge going up for Stork, which does indicate that he will actually be taking this third base after all. And
this time it's medevacs, yeah. He wants to hit the medevac time, wants to attack. Of course, those top plays are really important.
He's going to see all of this. He's going to see the timing of the medevacs, but Aphrodite is actually getting concussive shells, not combat shields, and no +1, which doesn't. The concussive shells is something that you want to have with this, anyways. But I think that if she wants to hit this timing, she's not going to be able to hit it quite like most pros do. But it may also be that she's going to drop a third command center soon and just continue to produce units and defend against the Colossi.
She tries to find out if there's already a third base for Stork, sending the factory out to scout. She doesn't need it at this point in time. She's completely relying here on her bio forces. And the first Colossus will be out, so if Aphrodite is really engaging with this army, then she will have to face a Colossus as well. She scans ahead to see if there's an observer somewhere, but the observer's actually in the middle of the map.
I think she killed one. Not 100% sure about that, though. We don't have an observer computer now. That
He's building one now, so I think that she was able to spot one and take him down. I think you're right, yeah.
But, you know, this move out here is, I don't think, one that she's going to commit to. She saw the Colossi with the SCV. No combat shields. This is a mistake. She really needs those.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that she started concussive shell before combat shields, and now it looks like she simply forgot about the upgrade.
Yeah, this is something that she's really, really going to need.
And there we have the count of observers, and it's 2. He had 2 earlier already, so Aphrodite definitely was able to kill one, and she might kill the second one. No, doesn't say it.
No, not quite able to catch that one. Well, I think that if she wants to win this game, she's absolutely going to need that combat shield upgrade.
Yeah, I'd say that's correct. With the amount of Marines that she currently has, that's 350 Marines currently.
She's trying to pick off these Stalkers on the edge, which I can respect, but gotta be careful not to lose too many Vikings. And things are getting worse and worse for her here. As far as, you know, army supply and composition goes, yeah, they're pretty even for now, but
upgrades.
Yeah, the upgrades and just these little things, like the super late +1 for Aphrodite. No combat shields just yet either, and this is starting to become a big concern. She's saving a lot of scan energy as well.
Charge is also becoming a problem. As soon as charge is ready, the Zealot count is able to force back the Terran army time after time, and with the observer in the middle of the map, Stork knows everything that's going on. A scan for Aphrodite reveals what's happening, and now is she trying?
No, I think that was a mistake, yeah.
She misclicked. That was really, I was a little bit weirded out by this pickup.
Missing a lot of mules here. You got to get those mules out ASAP. Going to lose the factory, and if she doesn't start an armory very soon, then she's not going to be able to get any additional upgrades for her bio.
She still does not have combat shield. And here comes the Polos player's army now. If Stork is engaging, he will kill those Marines.
Yeah, it actually makes such a big difference to have that combat shield.
And Aphrodite does not have enough Vikings to deal with the Colossi fast enough. There are 3 of them, only 5 Vikings.
She does get the armory before the factory dies, which is so crucial. But she won't be able to make any additional starports for a while. And yeah, the upgrades are going to become insane here. +2 armor finishing up here, and Templar Archives coming out. Still no third base.
What are those 2 Vikings doing, by the way?
Rally. Gets out, but lucky Viking. Things are starting to they're starting to look a little bit nasty for Aphrodite right now. She needs to win a fight, but she cannot win this one. This is not something she should try to take, even with the Watchtower, even at the positioning. This is not a fight that she can win, but she's going to try for it.
She's definitely going to try. Here's the stim. Those Colossi do a lot of damage. The first one is dead, though. Aphrodite is falling in supply as Stork is moving in, not having stim. Of course, a huge problem here, and she is paying dearly for this mistake. Might be able to force this small Stalker force back, but in the end,
that just goes to show
the reinforcements are going to clear this up.
They really will, and it goes to show how good having that high ground ramp is, having that concave, the vision on the Watchtower. Aphrodite actually will.
She was actually
Zealots.
She was actually ahead in supply, and she still gets a decent trade here. But yeah,
no combat shields,
still.
no additional upgrades. Maybe a little bit of nerves showing through here.
She actually treated not that as bad as I thought she would. When the fight started, it looked really grim, but those Colossi did not kill the Marines as fast as I thought they would. And she was getting a little bit lucky here. Just imagine this fight with her having combat shield. And now she's pulling the SCVs. She really wants to commit to this, apparently.
Yeah, it looks like it. The Observer spots everything. We'll not see the SCVs yet.
But there's Archons now in the mix.
I think a little bit of nerves showing through here for Aphrodite. Archons, 3 of them. Now the Colossi are dead. He's gonna make one more, and a few more Zealots coming in here. Aphrodite cannot actually make this work. The SCVs, I think she was thinking maybe I want to use these so I can make sure to hold this position, but I think the pull was a bit maybe premature. She's taking a third base while she's attacking with this. I find this a little bit strange. She scans, and to attack into this would be suicide. Maybe can get the third Nexus though, and then get out.
Yeah, cancel on the third, but she's losing a lot of mining time with all the SCVs that she has actually pulled. This third has to be cancelled, and Stork is moving out. There are not a lot of Vikings left, only 2 of them. 1 Colossi, a lot of Archons, no Ghosts, not a single one.
Nope. And a nice micro by Aphrodite actually though.
Nice stutter step indeed.
But she does have to get out of there. She killed the Nexus, or forced the cancel rather. The Vikings are not being saved here. And this might be the end.
She's dropping supply, and she's dropping fast. She forgot combat shield, and well, against the Archons without any AMPs to take down the shields, she doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, that was an
Look at those
loss.
Units queued up. She didn't have the production either in order to get rid of the resources. She had a huge queue, every single one of her barracks.
Well, this Aphrodite definitely needing a little bit more refinement in her builds there, but in general, I would say that Stork looked like he looked decent. We can't really say much from these games. Aphrodite did not play up to the level of these qualifiers at this moment in time. I mean, she forgot combat shields, missed a lot of things, did not use her orbital energy, but maybe nerves. I mean, she's playing against a really famous Protoss player, and well, there she is right now, showing a little bit of emotion. There's a ZenX coach back there, and of course he's partnered with StarTale, so I'm sure they know each other quite well now.
Yeah, we're currently, of course, waiting for our next game to start. We don't know exactly yet what's going on, what the next match is going to be, but we'll be back after a short break, and we have a lot of good matches coming, a lot of good players participating here, so I'm sure that we will have a match in just a few minutes. See you in a few.